Another thing we gotta talk about. Speaking of remakes and remasters, going out of order on the list. You guys listening or watching, you have no idea what I mean by the list, but SquidWario does. Um,
Yeah, don't worry.
Resident Evil 4 has been leaked and rumored, I guess, to have a remake in the year 2022, which is a long way off. But I guess this kind of makes sense because I say kind of because let me I'll explain. But a long time ago, like on the GameCube, we got a remake of the first Resident Evil, which was awesome. And last year we got a remake of the second one, which was also awesome. And then this year we got a remake of the third one, which I haven't played, but I heard wasn't as awesome. But I hear it's not the worst thing in the world. Um, so now, just keeping it going, we're apparently going to get a remake of the fourth one, which, I mean, here's the thing. The first three, like, in terms of, like, the way they played and the way they looked gameplay-wise, they haven't aged well. And then Resident Evil 4 came out, and it was, like, a huge step up. So, like, these remakes of 1, 2, and 3 are kind of meant to be more like Resident Evil 4. So I'm not quite sure what they're gonna do with a remake of 4. But and Resident Evil 4, Galaxy 2, Resident Evil 4 I think is like a near perfect game. I'm not quite sure what they can really do with that, but I'm sure like they can pull it off. Like 3 could have been like a fluke, but because 1 and 2 remakes were awesome, and Resident Evil 7 is also a great game. There are also rumors about an eighth one, which is inevitable because there's like a survey. Whoops, there's like a survey for when you played the third one, which recently came out, asking would you like to see a Resident Evil or a Resident Evil sequel, or which is pretty much Resident Evil 8, and then another question was, would you like to see another remake of another Resident Evil game? And a lot of people said yes to both of those. So um, Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 8 was like an inevitability. Like you got to make that at some point. Resident Evil is doing really well at the moment, but Resident Evil 4 remake has me scratching my head a little bit, but I'm sure it can be good. Squidwario, you hear this? Hopefully, I'm not cutting out for you, so you can hear me saying this. But you hear all this Resident Evil 4. I think it's a like near perfect game, and I think the other remakes are made to play more like it. Um, what are your thoughts on all this? Do you think it'll work?
Like, I think it would work. I think it's good that Capcom is deciding to literally revive the original, so new gamers and fans towards the franchise get to play. So I think really, like I think it's good that Resident Evil 4 is definitely getting remade. So like the legacy can keep going.
Yeah. Um, Especially since people today need a better way to play Resident Evil 4 because the most recent version of it, I believe, was the Switch version, which, nope, that was bad. But
Yeah.
yeah, it would look great in HD though, because the game was on the GameCube, obviously, so
Yeah.
it wasn't in HD. I'm interested to see how the game would look in HD. And we're starting to get some really good remakes. Like last year, we got the Resident Evil 2 remake, of course. Very recently, we got the Final Fantasy 7 remake, which I've reviewed. You
Yeah.
can go check it out. And I plan on making a spoiler video on that, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. But you know, you can get all these really good remakes. They're all different enough to I feel qualify as their own games. So this could be very interesting to see Resident Evil 4, a game that doesn't really need a remake, get remade. So, any final thoughts, Squid Wario?
Um, I kind of agree with you there. Like, because obviously when there was the GameCube, obviously quality wasn't that great back then, but with gaming now, look
You
how
mean like
amazing
how it
quality
looked?
has changed. Yeah, exactly. Like the quality and graphics have definitely changed over the years, so it would be about time to see something like.
Yeah. Um, you cut out after you said something like, but I'm sure you were trying to say something
Oh, I
like,
said, yeah, it's about time to see something like that, meaning like better graphic quality.
yeah, better graphic quality or just better graphics. So yeah, that's that.